set the record straight here. I'm gonna drink of water. Welcome to Cold Hard Trash, CRT episode 57. I'm your host, Trashcan Jones.
And I'm Breeg, your fellow host.
So, I recently looked into the Wikipedia articles, a Wikipedia article about Obsidian Entertainment, the people who were behind Fallout New Vegas and also helped develop Fallout 3, and I think, did they help develop Fallout 4 as well? I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, their whole shtick on Fallout New Vegas is widely covered in a lot of different video essays on YouTube and how they got kind of shafted by Bethesda. But I want to just point out, in the Wikipedia article, whenever they bring it up, they put a mention that Obsidian was known at the time that Fallout New Vegas came out for making sequels to games in the Fallout series, or sequels to games, period, such as in the Fallout series, Fallout New Vegas. So, the original Fallout games were made by Black Isle Studios, and they were a subsidiary of Interplay, I believe. Interplay was the big umbrella, Black Isle was the one below them, right? People from Black Isle who made the original Fallout games left because of whatever disputes they didn't really like being underneath the shadow of Interplay, whatever they had, their falling out was. And those people make Obsidian Entertainment. Bethesda acquires the Fallout IP, and just by chance they're hiring Obsidian Entertainment to help develop on these games. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's they were not just making sequels to some games that Bethesda also had. They were making the sequels to their games. Obsidian was the people who made Fallout. Like, it's so wild that they just gloss over that fact. They want to glaze over the fact that Fallout was originally not Bethesda's IP. They bought it. Doesn't mean they made it. They just bought it at a certain point. It's crazy to me. There's video essays on video essays about how Bethesda and Obsidian had their whole, tivy with Fallout New Vegas and all that. So I won't even, bother breaking that down, because there's people who can do it in a much more verbose and factually correct way than what I can recollect. But still, does that Wikipedia entry really kind of rub me the wrong way that they didn't even mention the fact that they just had any kind of to-do with the other Fallout games? Ugh.
If you are a listener, please comment below, Jones, make a Wikipedia account and update the Wikipedia.
That's so much work.
You know
what's
wrong with it.
Yeah.
You have the ability to fix this.
But who cares? Because, you can actually... Who goes to Wikipedia to actually look stuff up anymore, honestly? If you Google something and you find so many video essays about, the New Vegas... Obsidian and Bethesda, their controversy and falling out, whatever it may be, are you really caring about the Wikipedia article that says otherwise? There's so much other... yeah, but just because it annoyed me a little bit. It doesn't annoy me to the point where I'm going to go make a Wikipedia article and fight to change it. Because who knows? Someone might change it back. Then I got to get into this whole war and fuck. I don't care about it that much.
Who would change it back?
I don't know. Someone who really wants to defend...
fight for it, because they'd be also contributing to the page. They'd be like, wait, no, that was correct. I don't know why you got rid of that. But I do use Wikipedia on occasion still. But for questions of that nature, right? Like the breakdown of a company or in its subsidiaries and stuff like that. But if I'm looking stuff up, for the most part, it'll actually bring me to fandom wikis, which fucking blow. Yeah. Because of all the goddamn ads. It's ridiculous how much ads.
They're run by just people out of their basements. So you figure banner ads, old school internet is the only way they can make money kind of deal.
Well, fandom, the fandom domain that all these other ones are under, and Fextra Life, which both of these have a lot of fandom wikis, they serve the ads. They have the platform.
So is it just fandom.wiki, and then that's the base, and then all the other wikis are kind of underneath that domain?
You'd have Elden Ring.fextralife. You'd have Invincible TV Show.fandom.com. Marvel.fandom, MCU.fandom.com, stuff like that. And it's just endless ads. I really hate going on these websites, and
they're the worst type of ads too, especially on mobile. That'll have a video playing and it'll auto pop up over your.
It's a video. I was literally just doing this maybe an hour and a half ago on your couch, where it's you go to the page. And then a video ad comes down, takes up one half of the viewable area. You hit an X on the top right. It doesn't get rid of it. It just moves the X to the top left. You have to click that. At this point in time, you already have 2 more banner ads at the bottom. they're separate. They're just one on top of the other. You have to click X on both of them while making sure that you don't accidentally click on it.
Yeah.
And then after you get through all that, it then puts a full screen wash with another ad on it that you need to click. And by the time you get rid of that, the video ads are back up from the top, and you get rid of those, and then I can read. And there's still a banner ad at the bottom, but it's finally small enough that I can ignore it.
Yeah,
and it doesn't have an X.
They really do not care about the mobile friendliness when it comes to ads. They're just like, yeah, fuck it, just throw it in there.
The thing I don't understand is, like, if you're a company, like, trying to serve your ads to people and you see this is how the website runs, like...
Only on mobile, though. I mean,
why are you still trying to, like, why do you still want your ad put there?
Maybe they don't see how it runs on mobile.
It's incredibly intrusive. How do you not see it?
Because they're company executives, just like, you know, the advertising department is maybe 1 or 2 people, and he just looks at it on his computer, goes, yeah, ads are running good, boss.
But, like, all the clicks that you get are not legitimate. Like, it's...
I think they care. Clicks are clicks.
If you're paying for the clicks, you would care.
I mean, if you get the amount, from what you're paying for, do you really care? Even if all of them are accidental from people trying to exit out, like,
well, you're trying to sell something. You're trying to get someone to come to your website and either spend money or...
The company is trying to sell something. The person in charge of the ad department is just trying to make the ad department the most money for the company.
From the company.
For the company. They're trying to make themselves the most profitable, whatever.
I'm saying if you're buying ad space, why would you buy this ad space?
Oh, okay.
Because all the ads are going to suck.
I thought you were saying if you're advertising a product. Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to get yourself out there, then not really. But if you're trying to just steal data or get anything like that, like I assume most of these are, then that's the great way to do it. All you really need to do is play the numbers game.
I guess, yeah. And, like, hitting a link that might bring you to another page that's also serving you ads.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's all just... I assume most of the ads today are not really about actually getting whatever product is out there. It's just whatever, putting cookies and mining whatever data they can. Mm-hmm. It's mostly what it's got to be like, is the profit in ad business these days.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a whole business in advertising. Like, it's... advertising what? Just advertising, period, right? Like, there's a business in just running ads somehow, and that's probably how, I assume. Yeah, it's got to be.
I also don't necessarily think that, like, custom personalized ads are even as good as they used to be, much less, like, good at all. Like, so on Instagram recently, I've been getting a lot of ads for a pill that helps you not ejaculate prematurely.
Dude, gas station boner pills, harken back to the first episode of this podcast. Yeah. Hell yeah, they know.
I don't need help to not ejaculate prematurely. I am good on that front. Why are you giving me so many ads?
Just making sure. It's like the crimes you didn't commit. We haven't had a segment of that in a while. They're just making sure, you don't have problems. If you take that pill, you'll never have the problem. That's what
I don't have the problem.
Well, you never will again. It's like selling you volcano insurance. You never seen a volcano, but if you have the insurance, just in case a volcano comes, covered. Bing, bang, boom.
Fair enough.
See? Anyway.
Even then, if you bought that volcano insurance, like, they're definitely not going to pay.
I think it's a Family Guy or an American Dad joke. It's that exact same shit of just like, they're trying to, when is the last time a volcano's been here? Yeah, but when, aren't we due for one? And he's like, oh, shit. Like...
Volcanoes in particular, I feel like that's not...
It's just the most ridiculous shit, but I mean, it's just the grift. If you can convince someone.
But yeah, all these ads, hate them. It's just...
Yeah.
I guess I have seen a couple that I somewhat am interested in. I've seen pickle ads.
Ooh.
Interested in that.
Oh, yeah. Do you still use that pickle service where that guy, like, bicycles pickles to your door?
I saw him post on his story, like, within the past month saying that he's going to start doing that again.
Oh, nice.
So
oh, yeah.
I might. I saw an ad for tinned fish. Fish wife.
Fish wife, it was called?
The name of the company, yeah.
And they're just going to give you fish?
Ooh, tinned fish. I'm very interested in this. And then it's $10 a tin.
What kind of fish? Is it just like
it's
canned
a variety.
salmon?
You get salmon, yeah.
Right.
Whatever.
If it was just like gefilte fish or surströmming or some shit.
Yeah, I don't think if you're trying to, like, advertise that to the American market, like, you're going to have trouble.
Yeah, isn't surströmming the one you have to open underwater? to like mitigate the smell.
I mean, you don't have to, but people probably do that. People probably look up tips of how to like make it suck less.
I had to eat a little bit of that during my college career, and that was not great. It's not a good taste in my mouth.
Yeah, rotten fermented fish.
Shouldn't say I had to. I chose to. It was my free choice to.
But yeah. What other ads have I seen? I've been keep on getting these ads for a sunflower seed company, and it's kind of like, you know, do your thing. Like, I'm not as offended about this as I am about the dick pills, but I don't want it really. You know.
I love advertisements. I just had a video up before you got here of just like 2000s TV, just like a Nickelodeon block, commercials included. Because commercials from back in the day, I don't know what it was, just like hit. They were. I don't know if they were just like specifically tuned to be like geared towards my child brain, because they're all just so like either catchy or just fun to watch. They make me like almost entertained to watch them. I almost want to. I literally want to watch the commercials more than the show. I seek out videos that are just 2000s commercials.
I mean, we got a Bars in Chicago Emporium, which will just have a bunch of TVs up, and that'll be what they got on there.
That's so cool.
Instead of video, instead of like sports and stuff like that, or even video games. If it's like a gaming bar, you know, you play like the pinball machines and stuff. Like,
it's so wild. I guess it's just advertising. I guess working right. Whenever you remember an ad for a long time, it's like they did their job right.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you got your classic jingles.
Yeah, education connected. Get connected for free. Like, if you sing that, everybody starts bobbing their head a little bit. It's like it was the jam.
Freecreditreport.com.
Yeah. Oh, FREE, that spells free. Creditreport.com, babe. Of course, fucking all that shit. Yeah. JG Wentworth, free 877 call now.
Cash now.
Cash now, that's what it was. Hell yeah.
You wouldn't get your cash now.
I wouldn't. I'd be calling.
773-202
Luna. Luna 773. Shout out. That's a Chicago area code.
It is because that is a local like carpet company.
Hell yeah! So nobody outside of Illinois would have know that jingle. Would they? No, right? Absolutely not. Yeah, that's unless it like has that commercial gone viral to the point where like other people hear it. Because I
don't think it has.
If other people heard that jingle, they'd probably be like, "Yo, that's some good shit."
I think they would. Yeah. No. It's a good one. They'd be into it.
I wanna watch a whole like series of video essays about the psychology that go into jingles and all that, because there's so many that just live rent free in my head for no reason. Like Menards has like every single jingle they do, like just sing a sentence and it's fucking for good. I guess that's all you have to do. Save big money at Menards. That's not even
today.
Right? It's not even like catchy or anything. Doesn't rhyme. Doesn't do anything. It's just they sang it in the right way to the right jingle, and it's in there.
Well, supposedly the trick to getting a song that's stuck in your head out is to actually think of a jingle, because it's short and it finishes. As opposed to a song that's stuck in your head, which you sort of keep on playing, you know?
Interesting. But how do you get a jingle out of your head?
It's not. It finishes. You do the jingle once.
But the jingle is the thing stuck in my head. So how do I get it out?
Think of a song.
Shit. This is like
then you go to then you try and find a new jingle, one that's a little bit less catchy.
The Menards ones are, I guess, a little less catchy, but still just iconic to me. Just hearing it all the time, on not only on the TV, but also while you're in Menards hearing the exact same things. It's surreal.
I do miss those old ads. And nowadays we get like these weird fucking like... I'm assuming you run an ad blocker on YouTube, right?
Firefox, ad blocker, bing bang.
Like, I really don't think you can watch YouTube without an ad blocker or paying for YouTube Red.
They literally put, for some of those videos, especially that are longer ones, they'll put 4 different ads on there. 4 ones that you can skip, mind you, but still 4 times you have to fucking
the ones that I see, because like I have this little box that connects to my TV, and I'll watch YouTube on it sometimes, and it'll let you skip them after a little bit, but I never really mind what those are, because those are still like actual commercials.
Yeah,
but the stuff that you get on YouTube,
some of them will be like an hour-long whole movie or some shit, where it's just like, why is this even in?
Those are crazy. I've definitely seen YouTube ads where it's like, if you're listening to, if you just have like a playlist of like music on YouTube and you're not paying to have no ads, some of the ads that you'll get will just be like an hour-long set of a band.
And
So
they're
you can
just trying
skip
to
after
trick you.
30 seconds, but if you aren't paying attention,
It'll
then
just be on, playing music. Like, what song is this?
yeah, right?
God damn. They know. They're trying to trick you. And this is Trash will play, like, just compilations of episodes of, like, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, King of the Hill, or whatnot while we're going to sleep. And sometimes we'll wake up to just, like, an hour-long ad of, like, a Chinese instructional video of, like, how to speak Mandarin. And it's just, like, that's what I'm waking up to. Like, what is going on right now? Where am I?
Even then, I don't mind those nearly as much as, like, the weird, like, fetish games. Because going back to, like, playing phone games and stuff, I'm pretty much over my current phone game because, like, progression is pretty much blocked.
Oh.
But, I mean, I can still, like, play it, right? But, like, I'm not getting further in anything. But there's this, like, one particular genre that I failed to mention when we brought this up last time, which is literally just you have a character, right? You have a number over your head.
Right.
You need to tap on something that has a lower number than you, or you lose.
And that's
Right.
it? Just tap the lower number?
You tap on something with a lower number than you. Let's say you're like level 5, right? And then there's like these two enemies in front of you. And like one's level 3 and one's level 8. Or one's level 7, right?
Sure.
And then so you got to make sure you tap the one that's level 3 because you're level 5, so then you can get up to level 8. And then you can tap the one that's level 7. And it always boggles my mind that when people just, like in the ads, when they just have like a level 35 guy and there's a level 40 enemy and they just click on it and die. Like, how is that even a game in the first place? Regardless of all that, though, these ads have this really weird starts to them where it's like, you're like, there's this little guy and you're like standing in a line walking up to this woman that like eats people. And then...
Wait, what? I thought it was going to be like the nerd walking up and the girl, what, she just eats?
Just like fucking eating people or something. And then like this guy like stabs her in the tongue or something and she spits him out. And he falls down this huge glob of spit. Like, this is legitimately why I have an ad blocker. I cannot stand the fact that this is, like, an advertisement for anything.
This seems ridiculous. That's a mobile game you said that's an ad for?
Yeah, and there's another one, same game. I don't know. And the whole game is literally, as far as I could tell, just clicking on a lower number than the one that you have. It's like this lady, like, chained to this pillar or something. Like the monster's coming, and then you're like this little guy. There's a lot of like size difference things.
Yeah, sure.
Strange. You like jump over, you like land on her boob, slash at the guy, jump over to the other boob, slash at him again, slash one of the chains, and then the guy. I mean, like it's not like she's like naked, but like
but
she's
still, you're just jumping around.
Skimpy armor or something.
Yeah, it's that's. Like the I wouldn't say personification. That's objectifying to the utmost degree. Like literally just using her as platforms.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
And so that is legit. Like I see those ads on YouTube all the time. Probably because I don't know. Maybe they don't have as much data on me because I don't watch ads.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, it's just like there's no way in hell like you're gonna convince me that I'm not gonna use an ad blocker.
No,
I'm definitely not going to pay you to get the shit off of my screen.
If you're going to be like that desperate for money to do shit like that, I think we talked about it. I don't know if it was on the podcast, but like how the cycle goes of like people had the free TV and then they started doing advertisements on it. So they offered the cable TV that you could pay for and that didn't have ads. But then once that started getting ads, people were up in arms about it. But then there was, only the very particular certain ads that were nice and clean and whatnot. So it was okay. And now we're going through this whole cycle again with YouTube of how there wasn't ads, now there is, and then you could pay to get rid of them, but now there are even on the paid version. But those are the better ads in the paid version because they're not just, fuck it.
So
fuck these, all of them.
A couple weeks ago, they cracked down on ad blockers again. Mine stopped working. They were like, you get 3 videos, we're still using this ad blocker, and then we're going to like just not let you watch anymore. And then I did that, and I was like, oh, damn, oh well.
Are you on Google Chrome?
Yeah. Well, so I just found like another thing, right? Where it's like, okay, use this particular ad blocker, and here's a set of code that you put into like this particular part of the ad blocker, because like the ad blocker will have settings, and it's like these filter settings or whatever. It's like here's the code to like find like the exact things that YouTube uses to try and put ads on your screen. And then I also got another plugin that skips in-video sponsors. So I'm assuming this is a user-based thing where like if you're a user and you watch a video and then you see like in-video sponsor done by the
Right,
creator.
like chapter
you like
mark.
set the times,
Yeah.
and then it automatically skips that. So good job, YouTube. Now I'm looking at even less advertisements because it's literally just the worst shit ever.
Yeah.
Like-
I mean, the HelloFresh and whatever in-video ones aren't bad, but it's
I don't really
just-
care about those, but
Yeah.
I was trying to fix my ad blocker, and then I came across this and clicked on it, and I wouldn't have been looking for it
Right.
in the first place. And plus, like, I'm pretty sure they don't pay them for like per clicks or anything,
No, it's per whoever uses the subscription usually. Like if you use
Yeah.
that code or whatever.
which I was never really gonna do.
Yeah, no. I've used that a couple times on like the Butcher Box thing back in the day, but that's about it. Never really had a need for a lot of those subscription services elsewise.
Mm-hmm. And nowadays they say for a year you get this or that because they gave you too many meats for life.
Right. I have a meat for life on like 3 different subscriptions, and they say that I can't even put any more additions on there. They max me out. But I get free bacon, free ground beef, and I forget what the other one is. I think it's free chicken breast, 1 pound of chicken breast, every single box for life.
Makes it worth it.
Fools. Their large thing is like 12 items. Their medium thing is like I think 6 items, and they don't have a one in between that, but I made one in between that.
Yeah.
I have my own. It's my own special box.
You get the small item for 3 small box for 3 items, and then you just get 3 more on top of it. It's just
It's
a free upgrade.
Free. Free 99. I had kind of a somber thought earlier in the week though. So, do you figure that there'll be more of your life that you remember than you forget? Kind of a weird question, but do you think there's going to be more of your life that you like have already forgotten, or there's, because there's so much that's already happened. You surely can't have remembered like every single day of your life. So
yeah,
is there
I think
more?
You're gonna forget more, but mainly because we kind of just do a lot of boring shit.
Yeah.
Like if it's just straight up like amount of time.
Right, that's
Right.
what I figured. Just statistically, you forget more than you remember. And it's just kind of a weird thing to think. Like you're gonna forget most of your life.
Yeah. You gotta sort things. You gotta have a large raw number of good memories
Yeah.
instead of a percentage.
Right. And just you keep what's important as you're going on. I mean, that's usually even though you forget most of it, you still have memories from when you were real young. So
Things that are impactful.
right. You keep
I
what's
remember
important.
becoming conscious.
Really,
Yeah.
that's pretty sweet.
It was so my brother is 3.5 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like very young. And I remember going on a picnic with my mom and feeding grapes to ducks. And I don't know, it was a moment for me. And I was like, damn,
These be
I'm
ducks.
alive. I'm capable of doing these things. I'm like choosing to do these things.
Huh. I don't think I've ever had a memory of like pure sentience like that.
I might have been sentient before then, but that was the moment that I realized it.
Huh. I think the earliest memory I have was I don't know how old I was, but I just remember that I was on my back because I was in a crib looking up, and it was my 2 cousins they were like leaning over me, and they did that thing where you put your tongue against the roof of your mouth and do like a to make it look like your tongue is kind of coming out right, and they like spooked the shit out of me, and I just remember like them doing that to me, and I just like have that memory of like I was on my back looking up at them, so I must have been like straight baby. But I had like very clearly burned into my mind because that freaked me out. Like seeing like I thought they were gonna turn inside out for a second.
Wow.
It freaked me out real quick, and I was like, oh, that's fun. But I can remember very vividly like where I was in that room, like being put down on my back and like having to look up and then that happening to me. Weird.
Yeah, I don't think I have any memories earlier than like 3.
That's wild. I don't think I have anything other than that feeling of that memory. Like that snapshot. I think besides that, the only other thing is like when I beat Mike Tyson's, or the second person in Mike Tyson's Punch Out, I ran up to tell my cousin, which is probably when I was like 3 or 4. I was just learning to walk, or not just learning to walk, but just learning to walk up the stairs without crawling, because I was really bad at not just like it was so small. Like when I went up to one stair, it was still like up to my hips, so I could easily just crawl up them. So I was just trying to like not use my hands up the stairs as I'm like doing it really fast to try and go tell her that I beat the second guy, Von Kaiser. I called him Crazy Head when I was a kid because he would just do this before he punched.
Yeah, it's crazy head. He's got the crazy head.
He's got the crazy head. His Glass Joe and crazy head. Oh, I haven't thought about that in a long time.
Yeah. I'm not too worried. The fact that most of my life I won't remember.
Yeah,
Just
no.
Because, I mean, that's just sort of the way it goes. You just got to have good memories to sort of bridge in between the different spots that you aren't going to remember.
Yeah.
And even then, like, an entire summer of hanging out can, like, be condensed into a single feeling. And it's like, of course you don't remember the entire summer, but...
Right. Yeah, no, it's crazy to think. You have a whole lot of life to live, and you're just not... you're going to remember maybe, like, 10% of it.
Nah, I think that's
even that's probably generous, yeah.
I mean, even if you're considering, like, just waking hours, too, you know?
Yeah. Shit.
Like, that's a third of it gone.
Damn.
You gotta do it. I don't even count that time. You're sleeping.
Yeah, I mean, are you here while you're sleeping? That's a whole other philosophical discussion.
I mean,
Are
yeah.
you actually...
You, like, exist.
But you're not conscious in the same way.
Yeah, but, I mean, you dream. Your brain doing weird shit.
It be doing shit. Yeah, that's weird.
Dreams are weird.
Dreams are pretty weird. I don't dream that often, other than that one weird nightmare that I had that was just really short and sad.
You drank 2 beers.
I drank 2 beers and was like, no. That was the whole shit. I don't have many very elaborate dreams.
All of my dreams are very elaborate and confusing and storied.
Lucky you. I
Oh,
just
I mean,
go to
I don't
sleep and
think
wake
it's the
up
most
every
fun
night.
thing. Well, I'm also, like, weed inhibits your ability to dream.
Nah, it makes sense then.
But, like, yeah, I don't know, man. I just got, like, the craziest dreams and going, like, place to place and, like, all types of shit's happening. But it's never really, like, super fun. You know?
Sounds like it would be.
It's
Sounds like
just,
it'd be a wild
it's
ride.
interesting. I mean, for sure. Engaging. But, yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, you lose memory. I mean, you're talking about remembering things. You lose memory of your dreams probably within, like, 30 minutes of being awake.
Ah, really?
Yeah. Unless you, like, write it down or you say something about it and, like,
Right.
start to turn that memory into a new memory.
Right, like a passive
Like-
memory of remembering that memory, basically. Yeah, I remember that. There's that fact of, like, memories basically are only the last time you remembered them. So, like, even if you have a memory of something that happened 10 years ago, you don't remember what happened 10 years ago. You just remember the last time you remembered that thing that happened 10 years ago, sort of deal. And it's just, that's how it fogs in your brain over time. The more, obviously, impactful it is, the more it'll stick with you. But, yeah, that's how things just become kind of stories in your life as opposed to actual, like, things you feel and remember.
A friend of mine had a dream that I took her cat and kept it.
Oh. Sounds
I
sad. That sounds like a sad dream. Just catnapped. She just woke up and was like, Brendan, why?
No, I think she, like, had me watch it or something. Or, like, there's some other reason that it ended up in my possession, but then I had the cat. And then later, she actually did ask me to cat sit for once, and I was like, hold up, let me clear with my roommates. And by the time I did, she was like, nah, I found someone else.
No.
Maybe. She still had the fear.
Ooh, she's never going to come back. Yeah. She's like, wait a minute. I remembered. This is an omen.
Yeah. But I wouldn't catnap. I literally have 2. And that's more than enough.
More than enough
I
cats.
just fucking, like, you can't really see it, but it hurts. From my hand was, like, at the edge of my bed this morning, and my cat tried to jump up and climb up the bed and just
Clawed it.
there in, like, the fold, not fold, you know, the joint, the inside of the joint.
Ugh.
Right
Like
there
your
on the
finger
line.
elbow, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. And I screamed, and then she ran away. Because it hurt. Like,
Yeah, she's trying to grab. Yeah, that probably hurt real bad. That's a very sensitive part of the finger.
Yeah. Suzu's been Suzu, you know, nothing too exciting there. He'll come over, and then I'll stretch him long ways.
Aw.
And then rub his cheeks, and he'll be satisfied.
Yeah.
Captain's been meowing a lot.
Getting very vocal. That's so cute whenever you like, not refuse, but, like, didn't give Suzu his food at first. He just has, like, such the cutest, smallest little meow. For being, like, the older brother of the two. Just, my food. Such a baby.
Yeah, right? It's just what his voice is.
Yeah.
A little baby voice.
And meanwhile, Captain's becoming so vocal, being absolutely assertive of what she needs and wants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wonder what her deal is, but she's going to get spayed
It's getting
in
that time.
February.
Yeah, she's getting to be a little at that age.
Well, they got to be at least 1 year old. She was born in August, so she's about to get that age. I'm going to wait till February because Chicago does a thing where they get a, there's like a tax thing that lets them, that lets the procedure go down in price for February, which I think is pretty funny.
No, well, all right.
Because it's, Valentine's Day.
But it's just that's just you think they did that on purpose?
I think so. I think it's thematic. It's the month of Valentine's Day. Let's make sure you spay your animals so you don't
get any animal families. It's
Yeah.
time for people families, not animal families.
Yeah.
Animals don't deserve that kind of love.
Yeah. And when I got Suzu neutered, the vet made like a joke about offering to give me his balls afterwards. Like, do you want to keep them? And I was like, yeah. Like, put them in formaldehyde in a jar or something. She didn't, but I would have kept them.
That'd
I
have been
thought it would have
wild.
been funny.
That'd have been wild. I think it probably would have been traumatic to Susu, though.
Oh, it's not like he's gonna recognize him.
He might. Cats are smart.
Well, how's he gonna know what the inside of his balls look like?
How do we know what the inside of our balls look like?
Fucking imaging, like
What?
dissection and
can
stuff like that.
Can cats not understand imaging and dissection? If you show him a picture of a cat and then like one dissected, would he not understand?
I think he would. I think that would freak him out. I don't think he could bridge the gap on his own.
I think if he used to have two balls behind him and then now is looking at a tank with two balls floating and is now missing two balls, he might put two and two together.
I don't think he would. I think he's a little idiot. He's an animal.
I think he might knock that tank over more than one time.
Well, there's a jar. It'd be secure.
Yeah, he just like, if it was like a little jar. I mean, imagine
I'm not
like,
gonna just leave it out. It'd be going into my built-in cabinet.
so you'd have it out on display like a fish tank.
There is a display, the built-in cabinet. I got like trophies and stuff in there.
That just makes it worse. He shouldn't be proud. That's kind of sad what you did to your cat.
It's not. It's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, for male cats especially, yeah, because they get like super weird and like their bodies change. I just always find it kind of weird to like neuter dogs and stuff, because like it's, oh yeah, if they get out, they might have like, their puppies that you might not be with, but like, are you just gonna let your dog run out and stuff?
Well,
I don't know.
The thing
Seems
is,
weird.
So we as humans will sometimes get vasectomies, right? Vasectomy is different from neutering,
Right.
because a neutering, they just sort of take the whole thing out.
I'm aware. Yeah.
The vasectomy, they just
It severs the
cut
vas
vas
deferens.
deferens.
Yeah.
So the testes can continue to produce hormones for your body, and
Right.
that's what you're removing from a neutered animal,
Right.
which is very important for a dog.
Is it important for like to keep them or important to not have them?
If you're trying to make sure your dog is like safe and like isn't gonna get aggressive and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess the
like,
aggression thing is probably the big one. Yeah.
That's huge. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a big part of why they do it, is alongside the fact that they don't want, if the dog to get out, they don't want to have wild animals in the city.
Yeah, and
stuff
I guess
like
for
that, feral
female
animals.
dogs, it would be more other dogs breaking in than them breaking out. So I guess that makes sense.
Well, I mean, like they also have, they get periods and stuff like that.
Right, that's like they go into like heat, it's called, I think, for female dogs, right? And then
Yeah.
it's like that's other dogs, like even stray dogs would get attracted to it, I assume. So I guess that makes sense. I never really fully put some thought into it, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was always just weird, like it was a thing, like you gotta make sure you get all of the genital chopped off. It's like, what? I don't know. It makes
They
sense.
still
though.
have
I get that.
genitals, they're still there. They just don't have the reproductive part of it.
No, all right, I guess. Yeah, I guess I've never really put a whole lot of thought into this, but I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. So gonna spay my cat.
Yeah, I never
when it
really.
comes time.
I've had pets, but I've never been the one to like actually handle them. It's always been like my parents' pets. I've never had one myself. Never had to deal with this.
Mm-hmm. You ever see those videos of people breeding goldfish?
No, how do goldfish breed? I guess that makes sense. Fish have to mate.
Well, I mean, since they like lay eggs and stuff like that, you take like a male goldfish and you just sort of squeeze them a bit, and it shoots out all the sperm into like a you make like a clean body of water, and then you just take the female fish and you massage it and get all the eggs to shoot out into the water too.
Oh, and that just goes.
Mix it up.
Huh. Okay, cool.
There you go.
Is that how all fish do it?
For the most part, they'll like lay the eggs down, and then the male fish will come by and do it.
Gotcha. So there's no like fish banging. It's just kind of fertilization going on.
Yeah.
More farming.
Yeah.
Neat.
Because if they're not even going to do that, then why do salmon do that whole thing where they completely change their entire body?
I don't know. They like rot as they're like swimming away, right? To get back to their thing. It's crazy. I don't know. Maybe that's just incentive. Like their internal tickers just are like, all right, T-10 till it's all shut down, baby. So get back and go. We need to run. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to make it upstream. Like, they need some motivator. Shit, they got to go all the way upstream. That's hard to do. No other fish is doing that.
Can you, like, neuter a salmon and then just, like, have a salmon pet for, like, 10 years?
That's a good question.
That's real. Yeah, that's a real question.
Can you take out the reproductive organ of a salmon and then it just, like, doesn't ever, like, get colored or anything like that? Like, doesn't turn the red and green or whatever the fuck? That'd be weird.
I wonder.
I don't know. That'd be a weird thing to look up, too. I wonder if anyone's ever neutered a salmon. Because I assume salmon farms are literally just like, they grow them and then they just kill them before they get to that reproductive point, so they don't ever have to deal with that.
I mean, they keep some. How are they going to make more salmon?
Yeah? Oh, yeah, I guess there was the whole thing about salmon they have to return to where they spawned at. That's their whole weird thing. But if they spawn them right there, yeah, wow, that's weird. Again, never put a lot of thought into animal breeding like this, but this all, I guess, is making sense.
I got no idea. Actually, no, I do, unfortunately, have an idea of how chickens do that whole thing.
Oh, it's just most of their eggs are actual, like, period eggs and not actual babies.
Well, I mean, so they're gonna pop that out either way, but you can fertilize it before they pop it out, and then in that case, yeah, it's a fertilized egg. It'll grow a chick.
It'll grow a baby. But most of the time, it's not even a baby.
Yeah, they're just going to do it anyways.
Right.
If it's unfertilized, and boom, you got breakfast.
Yeah, and me and Mrs. Trash looked it up of, like, why don't people just have, like, duck eggs? Because ducks are real cute pets and whatnot. We learned, like, chickens just lay eggs kind of constantly, whereas most other
23 hours.
Yeah, it's just, most other animals, I said people, most other animals just have, like, egg-laying seasons. Where they just, like, lay eggs once or twice a year. So it's like, oh, chickens are just egg motherfuckers. They just produce those all the time. I think
ducks also produce eggs at a regular.
I thought we looked it up. It was only like twice a year.
No, not ducks. It's some other animal that you can keep. Another fowl.
Turkeys?
That you can. Maybe it's turkeys. I don't know. Some other fowl that you can keep that will produce eggs every like 30 hours.
Oh. That'd be pretty good. Yeah, especially like you can buy like even duck eggs at the store. Not like it makes them super rare, but we're just thinking of like bigger eggs because like just having to eat like 3 chicken eggs, like, oh, that's a lot of things. Can I just have like 1 Mondo egg?
I would love to eat an ostrich egg at some point.
Just like a big LAB style, just double crack ostrich egg.
Yeah,
that'd be sweet.
Just once. Make an ultimate omelet.
I wonder if it would taste different. It'd have to, right?
Yeah,
all the proteins in there.
Yeah, a lot of it's like the difference in protein and fat and stuff like that.
That's crazy. I can't even think. It's literally like a dinosaur. Fucking ostrich is the closest thing. Whenever you think of like birds being close mates to dinosaurs, ostrich is a very easy one to see. Like, oh yeah, that's probably pseudo dinosaur.
Yeah.
What's closer to dinosaurs, alligators or birds?
Alligators, because they haven't evolved as much.
That makes sense. They've been the same longer.
Also, I think dinosaur isn't like a clear-cut definition.
No?
No, I think it's just like ancient animals like that, megafauna, shit like that.
Yeah, they're
generally not mammals.
Isn't there like a weird fact like we're closer in age to the T-Rex than the Triceratops is? Because like that's just how long the dinosaur quote-unquote era spanned.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense that there's just a lot of different probably animals that would be considered dinosaurs that were probably just larger lizards / different
they're
things,
not all
reptiles.
related to each other either,
I figured, yeah. Because being from different periods, how could you be?
That very clearly, like, by evolving over that time, but...
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, they're not, like I was saying, the T-Rex wasn't fighting a Triceratops type thing. Like, they weren't buddy-buddy. They were maybe different ancestors, but not related in that way. Yeah.
But the maybe different, like, it's
But when you think of like in cartoons, especially the dinosaurs, it's literally those two dinosaurs together, like because they're the two most common ones. But yeah,
they're not the unbreakable shield and the
right. They don't fucks with each other like that though.
Rex King. Yeah.
Dinosaurs had a whole big like changing of what they used to look like after Jurassic Park, right? Like people recently, like within the last 10 years, they figured out dinosaurs were a little bit more feathered, didn't have like exactly roars or something. I forget what all the scientific discoveries of them were.
I don't know all of them either, but I follow this guy on Twitter, Arvalus, who is the artist behind the Detective Pikachu movie and all the Pokemon designs in that. He's particularly a paleo artist. So paleo artists are basically people that will take a lot of these facts and the stuff that paleontologists discover about dinosaurs and ancient creatures and stuff like that, and uses modern like studies of how animals look and stuff like that to try and merge the two images.
Right.
And a lot of that is past the point where we had like the old shrink wrap designs, which I think that was mostly paleontologists. I don't think paleo artist was really much of an idea back then when we sort of came up with those things.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, he talks a lot about, like, I'll see like drawings of like some dragon or something like that from some random artist on Twitter, and he'll always be underneath there just being like, oh, interesting decision. Why is the nostrils on this like Rex so small? Like,
I try to
like
point out
the process behind it.
Yeah,
the process behind it.
That's cool. He's like a nerd through and through about it.
Yeah, and he just really cares about it. He tries to be a part of a community with it, which I dig.
Yeah, that reminds me of, I don't even know how true of it was or how much of a marketing stunt, but I think it was like the president of Heinz or someone who was like high ranking in Heinz, of just like, he just gave like a little candid thing of like, oh, why did I decide to work for this company? He's like, well, I'm kind of a ketchup nerd. Like, I've tried a bunch of different ketchups, and like the texture, the consistency, the color of red, the sheen it has, and like all, he's just like literally going through all the different things about just ketchup that he loves. And I was just like, I believe you. But I don't know if this is a marketing tactic to make me believe you, like...
I don't believe it, because if he was that big of a ketchup nerd, he wouldn't have become the CEO of Heinz. He would have become the CEO of Red Gold Ketchup. Vastly superior.
Vastly superior
It
ketchup.
It's much better. If I'm going to buy ketchup, that's going to be the one.
Have we talked about what's the difference between ketchup and catsup? Is there a difference, or is it just name?
I think it just sort of got modernized. Maybe ketchup is like specifically the tomato variant, and catsup is like just a vinegar and sweet vegetable sauce or sweet berry sauce.
No official difference.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's what I said. It's just at first I just think it got modernized.
Two different spellings for the same condiment. Catsup was also a popular spelling historically. Oh, so like brands would just spell ketchup that way.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously the older one.
What? That's crazy.
You think that's a new one?
No, I just figured like ketchup was what it was called, and then other people just like interpreted it as catsup. I don't know. Like, how would you write a word two different ways? It's one word. Like, who invented it and what was it called?
This is the English language, man.
What the fuck? What was the first? Was it first called ketchup or first called catsup?
It was called ketchup, spelt that way.
Spelt catsup?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. That makes sense then.
Because it said two different spellings, right, of the same thing, like specifically spellings.
They are simply two different spellings of the same condiment.
Yeah,
ketchup is the more common and widely
accepted.
accepted. The same. Catsup was also popular spelling historically, which makes me think that like other people just used it, but why? So I guess I'm just saying it wrong. It's ketchup and ketchup, but what is just the different?
But if you were gonna say that, then like it would be really hard to hold a conversation about it.
Exactly. Like what the?
So you say one of them technically wrong because it's how it's spelled, so you know what the deal is.
What the fuck is going on? I don't even know. Oh, that's something I'm going to have to look into deeper. That's crazy. It's kind of, I didn't think I thought it was just like a specific brand. Maybe they called it that to just be like, oh, it's not actually ketchup. It's catsup, like cheese product to cheese or whatever the fuck. But
well, no. So this whole cheese product thing is that technically there's not enough like milk solids or something in the Kraft American
to be qualified as cheese. I figured it was like we don't have enough like tomato solids or something to be qualified as ketchup or something like that.
Yeah,
so
I mean, but you got banana ketchup, you got mushroom ketchup, Like, those are real things.
Yeah.
And it's mainly just the fact that it's a vinegar sauce with some type of stewed.
Yeah, I guess there's no like guidelines on
Thing
it.
on
Like
it.
there's same as for cheese. You can
Yeah.
just call a thing ketchup.
Yeah, I mean, they might make a standard for it at some point. Maybe they already do have a standard for it, but we just don't know it. But the definition definitely doesn't include what type of thing you have in there because they've got different variants of it.
Yeah.
What do you think about ketchup on eggs?
I can't get behind it. I won't slam somebody for it though. I'm a fan of hot sauce on eggs, so
I prefer salsa in particular on eggs. Hot sauce is a second. Ketchup is fine if it's the only thing available.
ketchup
and there's
on the
cheese
hash browns.
on the egg.
Cheese is pretty good on eggs too. I like ketchup on my hash browns. If a little bit gets on the eggs, I'm not terribly concerned, but not putting ketchup right on the eggs. That's a no-no.
Do you know what the largest single-celled organism is?
Largest single-celled organism? No.
Ostrich egg.
Really? Just
Because
big
an-
yolk.
Well, an egg is a single-cell organism.
Oh.
Before it starts developing.
It's just one big old cell.
Yeah, so that's the largest single-celled organism.
That's pretty cool.
So I'm going to take the largest single-celled organism, fry it up, put some ketchup on it maybe.
Ooh. That's a joking King of the Hill of just like they're joking that the Supernusumpones have become white, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" And then he comes out like, "All right, I got steaks. Who wants ketchup?"
You know, I would even so. That's the whole thing with Donald Trump likes his steak well done with ketchup. The thing is like, I mean, once you got it well done, sure. Like, I don't even mind the ketchup at that point.
You can cook a steak well done and it still be like plump and juicy though if you do it the right way. You don't have to grill it down to be a thin piece of fucking Salisbury grossness. But still, it's ketchup on a steak is just a crime. Don't do that.
If you cook it enough, if it is a bit dry, like I'll get it.
I won't.
But because at that point, it's like not even really like what I'm looking for in a steak anymore. It's like it's like nearly jerky. You know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you fuck up a well done steak, it can be. You can cook a well done steak. It's brown all the way through, and it's gonna be still plump and juice and moist. You cook it the right way.
What do you think of A1 sauce?
That's good. I like the taste of the sauce. Lately, I've been eating my steaks, especially when I cook them without mostly sauce, because I can cook them right and they're nice and juicy. And I don't really feel like I need it, but
Well,
it's a decent sauce. I like the taste of it. I used to eat it all the time when my dad would cook steaks.
I like it too, but I also think that's kind of like a well done steak thing.
For sure.
What do you think of Worcestershire sauce?
I use it to season a lot of meats, like a lot of the meatballs, and especially that I do. I use a lot in there. Use it if I season ground meat.
Good old fermented anchovy sauce.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Apparently, the
It's a nice
guys that
little
made it
tang.
made the sauce, and they were like, "This shit is awful. We're gonna ferment it."
This shit is the worst.
And they put it in a barrel or something and fermented it for a while, and then they tried it, and they were like, "Mmm." But yeah, it's anchovy. So if you're making a Caesar salad dressing, you can use that instead of anchovy. But I typically use both.
Anchovy is not going to be anywhere near my salads or pizza or anything like that.
Have you tried Caesar salad?
I've tried it, yeah, without anchovy. Just salad with Caesar dressing and croutons.
Caesar dressing. It's flavored with anchovy.
Flavored, fine, but no anchovy actually in it. No fish.
I mean,
in my
yes,
salad.
it does. Like,
But-
typically, yeah.
But
If
there's not
I
a
made it at home, and I use anchovy paste.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying there's not going to be a fish staring at me through the salad.
That's true.
That's I'm
And
not.
ground it up into a paste.
I'm not putting an anchovy in my salad. Anchovy paste or a little bit of oil in the dressing. Fine, that's good. That's fine with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like anchovy.
Not for me. Not gonna happen. Shrimp is the farthest I'll go for seafoods on things like that. On pizza, especially shrimp and ricotta, delicious. But anchovy, get it out of here.
I'm actually a much bigger fan of anchovy on pizza than I am shrimp. That kind of seems crazy.
That's
to me.
where you're wrong. That's where you're just
I'm
wrong,
not wrong.
Fred.
I'm not wrong.
Well, we're
You know
gonna
what else
have
goes
to-
in pizza sauce? Anchovy. Often enough.
Like, what, you mean like the marinara sauce on pizza?
It depends. You're probably not going to find it from a lot of like the main chains and stuff like that, but plenty of pizza sauces include anchovy.
Well, we're gonna have to agree to disagree on what opinions are wrong and right about
I'm
anchovies
gonna come in your
on
next
pizza.
episode. I'm gonna have more information about anchovy in Italian cuisine, anchovy in American cuisine.
That kind of smelly smell. Anchovy.
Smelly.
It's just a fucking anchovy episode of SpongeBob. It's scarred me.
That's a good episode.
You can't trust the damn anchovies.
They just came looking for a meal.
A lot of them, though. They're too many. Too many anchovies.
And they're packed in there like sardines. Wait.
Which doesn't... Well, that's about all the time we got for this episode of Cold Hard Trash. CRT episode 57. I think I got the number right both times this time. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to leave a 5-star review, leave a comment, tell your friends about us, tell other people about us, and tell yourself about us. Go tell yourself in the mirror. Just spread the word that way. Practice spreading the word. Probably be good.
That's a good idea. I'll try that.
Get a little bit of practice and then go tell your friend afterwards. Till next time.